Cars like Silvia, Skyline, and Tourer are getting expensive nowadays. Surprisingly, the next generation drift-based car is Lexus. We are going to find out about Lexus Drift today. Nomu and Nobu test drive Lexus Drift second chapter. Lexus Drift Check 1. Lexus IS F Miyauchi-san. I'm Miyauchi, nice to meet you. Did you buy this car to make it into a drift car? Yes. Isn't it expensive though? Yes, it was. I bought it 7 years ago. It had 90,000 kilometers and it cost about 3.5 million yen. That was quite expensive for you back then. Yes, I got a full lawn. The brand new one cost about 8 million yen then. I bought it with zero deposit. A used car costs about 1.8 million yen now. You paid it off, right? Yes. What is the difference from a cheap IS? This wide over fender. And this engine hood is curved like this. It has a V8 engine. The engine is normal, the ECU is rewritten and gets an extra 40 horsepower. It's 460 horsepower, which is 40 more horsepower than the original 420 horsepower. That's quite powerful. Which maker is making your suspension? It's HKS. I got a test shock absorber. The left rear sensor is cut off too. The electronic control sensor is cut off at the left rear. They all do the same. It's nice that I can cut ABS off. The meter turns to a party. Right. Like Christmas lights. The wheel and fender are nice and even. Thank you. My wife hates street racing cars. I'm not allowed to have aero parts. You tried to make it cool while keeping the original atmosphere. You did a great job. This normal wheel looks good. Yeah, I lowered it as much as I could and made it even. The tire is pulled up here. That's so cool. Thank you. I like it. Nobuteru likes it a lot. I'm proud that it doesn't look like a street racing car from the outside. It's comfy. I just found something. What is it? It's a tool to keep down the muffler sound. Because I live in a quiet town, I can adjust the volume with it. Can you show us? Open. Bulbs are open. Nice. Now close it. Polite sound version. That's a big difference. Could you try it at 3000 RPM? Up until 3000. You open it then? Quite different. Adjusting the volume of mufflers. There's an original low side bulb right here. It's connected through here and it opens and closes at 3000 RPM. I have a three-way here and I take it to the rear muffler. It opens and closes at 3000 RPM originally and the rear muffler opens accordingly. But I want a loud sound all the time during drifting. So I added a switch that keeps it open all the time. It doesn't cost much yet, it's a great tuning tool. It costs about 800 yen. You can change the sound with only 800 yen. I've seen like 5 cars so far. They all don't spend much money. Cheap. However, it's a luxury car. Are you going to drive it? Sure. Good. This paddle shift is kind of rare for drift cars. It's Lexus. The suspension feels a bit firm. He said his wife drives it too. Doesn't she mind this suspension? I feel a toughness when I accelerate. It brings the gear speed up so easily. The suspensions of this car isn't just cheap and limp. It's good and moves sharply. It's smoking. I'm controlling the speed and line. I'm keeping my right foot on the accelerator. I want to keep the right foot accelerating while controlling the speed with my left foot. It's fun. I want to be better at AT drift. I'm used to pulling the shift. I need to get used to this style. Lexus Drift Check 6. He's the leader of this group. Lexus IS F Matsubara-san. Yes, I am. You're the boss. The leader of Lexus runners. The total members are 24. So you are the original person who came up with this left rear urban legend. Yes, I came up with it. Cool. Why left rear? Originally, Doriten's Kawasaki-san found out that taking out the ABS sensor on the right rear works for BMW. With that in my mind, I tried pulling codes out one by one, and the one that worked was located at the left rear. You tried all. Yes. What happened when you tried the right rear? That caused the meters to stop working. Did you buy this car for drifting? Of course. How much was it? Including parts, it was about 2 million yen. When was it? Early this year. The total distance is over 200,000 kilometers, but so far, no troubles. What do you mean including parts? It didn't have a differential gear. It was originally Tom's demo car. The differential gear wasn't mechanical, the mufflers were nice and quiet, so I took them all off. And you degraded it. Right. You had GS before, right? Is it better? The mission is different. AT mission. What's the difference? I don't need a normal MT mission at all. This AT mission is great. What do you mean? Shifting is almost like Ferrari. Have you driven a Ferrari before? Yes, I have. It goes directly. You know what I mean. It goes down quite a bit too? Yes. I can use both the lever and the paddle. That's how I drift. When it goes to low rotations and you turn off the clutch. No, I don't need it at all because it's got powerful torque. You tune the knuckles a lot, right? Yes. A normal cutting angle is not enough. The angle is deeper than with cars like Sylvia, but the deeper the better. Since it's power steering, they added casters. Well, I asked Shinkawa style people and I made a one-off upper arm which is similar to the oil pressure style. Upper arm. Can you explain why? Basically, casters are standing upwards when it comes to Lexus. It makes them bend and adjust to the right angle. That makes it close to the oil pressure style. You say power steering takes 86 seconds, but you won't feel it with my car. I see. Is there any other stuff that makes F better? Can I tell you what I want? Sure. Since it's electronic control, of course it doesn't have a clutch. But I wish it had a button here, and it would be great if I step on it, the drive stops. When I let it go, the gear comes back into the original place. Such a clutch-like system would work like a mission for GS, IS, Crown, and everything. Wouldn't it be great? Yes, someone make it, please. When Sylvia and Chaser are gone, Lexus is in. I totally swear. The boss is full of confidence. I need to find out. Let me check it out. It's a bit heavy. I see, the torque is powerful. He said power steering is light, but it's not that good. The previous car was a bit better. The torque is powerful, but the gear's got a problem. The gear and the steering. Compared to the previous cars like 350 and IF, this torque is stronger. The steering's a little weird. Maybe the caster is not enough. Lexus Drift Check 7. Is it a drift car? Yes, I bought it as a drift car. What's your name? I'm Miyagawa. Lexus LS460 Miyagawa-san. Why did you choose this car? I happened to be introduced to it, and I knew it was the one. I usually drift in a Mark II at circuits. Oh, you drift regularly. Mark II, Tora V. I also had Lexus IS. I sold it and was looking for my next car. You were looking for something different. Right. And you ended up with this. The normal power is 380 horsepower. The car weight is 2,060 kilos. This is luxury among other Lexus. A brand new car costs 9.6 million yen. How much? I bought it for 200,000 yen. So cheap. Hold on. We have seen several cars today, but it's the cheapest of all. It cost more to tune it. How much? About 300,000 yen. So totally 500,000 yen. What did you tune? Only LSD and the shock absorber. And I also got Chienoa. Chienoa for Sylvia fits. Oh, the seller doesn't even know it. I see. What do you need for LSD? Mechanical LSD isn't smooth, so I got IS-Fs torsion LSD. Did it fit easily? Yes. It's not a new one, is it? It's second-hand. As for shock absorber, I asked him over there to make it for me. The front tires are big, like 20 inches, with a sports car mark on them. What are these on the rear? I had to make them easy to slip. Was it better to change this front-rear balance? Yes. Thin tires would work for the front when they are 20 inches. Extremely drop the rear tire size. I even want studless tires. The rear part sticks out when you cut the angle and accelerate. How about the side brake? It's still electronic. I want to drive it for a while and eventually fix an oil pressure side brake. It is a shakedown for this car today. I could drift in it. Well, we haven't driven it yet though, Miyagawa-san. People who watch this episode, would you recommend them to drift with this Lexus? Yes, I would. Okay, if it cost 1.5 million yen for you, would you recommend it? No, I wouldn't. It's good because it was cheap. You can definitely stand out. Is it a fun car? Yes. Okay, I will drive it then. I'm gonna watch you from here. No, boss is gonna get in here. His helmet is already inside. Who put it in here? The comfortableness is totally ruined. Same here in the rear seat. The boss gets mad. It's funny. It's quite difficult, because it's heavy. The car tries to go back. When I touch the left foot brake, I get pushed like this. It doesn't look easy. Well, it's not easy. I knew it. Nobuteru is getting used to it. A proper gear shift. A proper gear shift. The rear is affected below. I hear it. Well, it's useless. I don't want it. It's barely okay. It's not fun. It was horribly uncomfortable. Only for people who want different things. Reports from the rear seat. It sucked so bad. I hurt my back for the first time during drifting. Lexus is getting popular. What do you say? It's alright. It's FR. The engine, horsepower, and torque are great. Although it's heavy. And they are AT. Some were MT mission. Basically, they are AT. But I think you can have fun drifting in Lexus. Their AT works quickly. To win against cars like Sylvia in competitions, it's a different story. You're gonna want to make it more powerful and lighter. But it's not about that. Accepting that it's heavy, that it's AT. Within these regulations, you can find fun. That urban legend left rear totally works. Does it really make everything off? I didn't get bothered by controls during drifting. However, it means it's cutting off things that protect the car too. So I want to warn people not to try it. But meters were shining like Christmas lights. So if you are interested in it, why don't you try Lexus Drift? Check out the price. The next generation drift machine, Lexus. We will keep on looking for new drift machines. Do not subscribe to our channel. Please do subscribe to our channel.